Lauren gets checked out after a one-night stand.
You don't want to be known as the girl who has chlamydia. No.
Transgender Jasmine's sex life puts a life-changing operation at risk.
In the last 3 months, how many sexual partners have you had?
Well, 62 since January.
And Macho Gary has some strange ideas about sexual health.
My view on it is, you're not a real man unless you've had chlamydia.
Hiya, do you want to come through?
Last year, the clinic saw nearly 30,000 patients. It's non-stop for the staff, dealing with a wide range of sexual health problems.
And how many partners have you had in the last 3 months?
3.
3. Do you have any oral sex?
Rarely.
You let me know if there's any soreness or pain, all right? Is there any soreness?
No.
Open him up a bit wider, that's it, get it right at the back there.
I look forward to coming in at work every day. In here, you could be here 20 years, you're still learning different things every day.
Have you ever paid for sex?
No.
Every patient has got a different story. Everyone's got something different going on.
This is student Gary, a familiar face down at the clinic.
If I have had unprotected sex, then I will go and get myself checked out, which is why I come here fairly regularly. I'd say I've been here over 10 times. They know me by name terms anyway.
That's more than can be said for many of the girls Gary has sex with.
I prefer to do it online really, because then it's straightforward and you know what they want and they know what you want. You can do it without harming anyone and you know that there's going to be no feelings and emotions involved.
Gary lives at home with his mum and dad. They're fed up with him using the family home for his cyber sexploits.
Gary thinks it's God's gift. Basically, I actually challenged him once saying that he's using the house as a brothel, and I wasn't allowing that.
I don't get on with my mum and dad because of the whole sleeping around and bringing different girls back to the house, and they weren't happy with the way I was treating the house.
My worst worry is maybe one of these girls to knock at my door saying this is Gary's child, but at the moment, touch wood, nobody's knocked on.
Gary's last relationship ended badly 2 years ago, and since then, he's avoided getting serious with anyone.
I suppose it's a bit like a drug. I just like to bring loads of different girls home, and if I'm not, then I feel like I need to be. It's a bit like an addiction, I suppose.
Gary's addiction has led to him catching chlamydia once already. But despite that, he still rarely bothers with condoms.
Ruins the moment, so to speak. I'd say I worry about it, but it's something like it's a roll of the dice. You just hope for the best and see what the outcome is afterwards.
Gary? Hiya.
You all right?
Do you want to come through?
Yeah.
His frenetic sex life has left his penis red, raw and sore.
What can we do for you today?
Basically just a general screening, but I've got like redness as well.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get it checked out, to be on the safe side.
Where's this redness?
On the penis.
But before looking at the offending member, Alison needs to find out the details of Gary's prolific sex life.
When's the last time you had sex with anybody?
Yesterday.
Okay. Is that a regular partner or a casual?
It's casual. Just friends with benefits sort of thing.
Did you use condom?
No.
Any oral sex between you?
Yeah.
Both ways?
Yeah.
Okay. Before her, when's the last time you had sex with anybody different?
2 days before.
2 days before, so 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah? Could you contact her if you needed to?
No.
No. Was that just a one-off?
Yeah.
So no condom?
No. I need to get some more.
I can do that for you today, no problem. And can you remember before her the last time you had sex with anybody else?
Probably about a week about a week ago.
Is that another friend with benefits, or is that...
Nah, but I've got her,
you know...
Yeah, I've got a
you
number,
can
so I
contact
can
her. Was she a one-off at the time? You not slept with her before?
Nah, it's just a one-off.
The same again?
Yeah.
To no condoms?
Gary's symptoms could be signs of herpes, syphilis or thrush. So Alison needs to examine his penis to see if he's picked up more than just girls online.
Okay. Just have a little feel around, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
You been on holiday?
No, sunbeds.
Sunbed?
Crossed the door, sunbeds. I wish I was going on holiday.
No pain there at all?
No, nothing.
When you have sex, do you have vigorous sex?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, if you have a bit of friction, that can cause,
Yeah,
a bit of irritation.
I did notice that.
After sex?
Well, during sex,
Yeah.
it was fairly like, it was like really rubbing and it was like proper sore.
Okay.
Alison has seen enough of Gary's penis and heard enough about his lifestyle.
Have a seat. So, what I would advise is, I think it's just dry skin, probably caused by friction that time you had sex.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything to worry about. I'm going to give you your lecture now. So you've had a few partners, which is fine, but you need to make sure you use condoms. That protects you, protects the girls, and also you're not sure if some of them are on any contraception, so you need to be worrying about potentially getting somebody pregnant.
Yeah, true.
I mean, how would you feel if you got somebody pregnant?
Not good.
Not good. So sometimes it's not always best to rely on the girl. Not to say that you don't trust them, but you're in charge of your sexual health, and you know, if you were to get somebody pregnant,
No, I understand.
it's on your shoulders as well. Well, you take care of
Right, thank you
yourself.
for that.
All right,
See you
nice to
later.
meet you. See you now. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Gary will get the result of his tests within the next fortnight. But in the meantime, Alison's warnings appear to have fallen on deaf ears.
I've heard it all before. It's like, I will use condoms, but then after a while I think the novelty sort of wears off. You sort of think you're invincible, sort of thing, when obviously you're not.
Perhaps the novelty of catching HIV, syphilis, chlamydia or gonorrhea may finally convince Gary to use protection. The clinic is the place to come if you put yourself at risk of catching an STI.
Do you use condoms for oral sex?
No.
Okay.
But spreading the safe sex message and making sure each new generation know they're there is a key part of the clinic's work.
Well, we've only got one plastic willy. No, two. We've got two plastic willies. Right, you are.
With the highest rate of sexual infection amongst 15 to 24-year-olds, consultant Margaret and senior nurse Cheryl are on a mission to a local college.
Try and dispel some of the myths, like, you know, you can't get pregnant the first time, you can't catch anything if you do it standing up.
Any curious students are free to drop in. Margaret kicks things off with an STI pop quiz.
So we're going to start off with you telling us about which sexually transmitted infections you know about.
Chlamydia. I think that's one of the big ones.
Think of another one.
Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea, yeah.
Herpes.
Herpes, very good, Lauren.
Congenital warts.
Warts, yeah.
Crabs.
Crabs, yeah. Have you heard of scabies?
AIDS.
AIDS. Well done, you've done really well with that. There's another type of bug called Trichomonas vaginalis. It's like a tiny little thing, you can't see it, and it swims around in body fluids. So women get it in their vaginas.
Once familiar with the wide variety of STIs out there, Cheryl wants to warn them of the weird and wonderful ways they can be caught.
What I want you to do very quickly as a group is pair your word with your definition.
Inserting fingers into the anus or vagina. That's fingering, innit? Where's that? What, shrimping?
I don't know.
You ever shrimped someone? That's wanking, innit? I mean, masturbation. That's what I mean. Urinating is part of sexual activity.
I'm guessing
that might be water sports.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Oh,
shoes?
Is that?
Who sticks it in a shoe?
But with one surefire way to protect themselves, practice makes perfect with the trusty Johnny.
Put it onto the erect penis and roll it down, okay? After sex, hold the condom on the base of the penis so it's not going to come off and withdraw it. There you go.
Done it.
First.
Well done. Can I have one of
Can
these?
we take these? Well, they glow in the dark. I've got no.
It glows in the dark.
I've learnt more than I have done, like when we had sex education in school, and it's just taught me more about where you can get diseases, how can they occur, what's safe, what's not safe, just general stuff really. It's been really interesting.
And for 17-year-old Lauren, the risks haven't put her off sex.
If something does happen, it does happen. Because I'm not scared about sex. It's not a big deal. We're old enough now. Just need to be careful of who I do it with, I guess.
Lauren may plan to be safe in the future, but things that have happened in her past mean she's booked herself in for an appointment at the clinic. Dom and Lucas have been together for a year and a half. They've recently relocated to Manchester. Shortly after they started going out, Dom discovered the devastating news he'd tested positive for HIV. But because they're always careful, Lucas remains negative.
Hi.
I've been before. Lucas comes for the first time.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Last year in the UK, 5,600 people were diagnosed with HIV. There's roughly a 50-50 split between those infected through either gay or straight sexual experiences.
It was quite hard to begin with. The whole thought, you kind of get scared about not necessarily touching each other, but you get, maybe you do think all the time about every bit of contact. Is this a risk? And I would feel responsible if anything ever did happen.
They've come to the clinic today so Lucas can get tested and Dom can find out if his viral load is undetectable. Viral load is the term used to describe the amount of HIV in the blood.
If results come back undetectable, it means that Lucas is at a lot less risk in the general sex activities that we do. So I think that will help with our anxiety there a lot.
Because we have made a fresh start in Manchester, it would be the good news that we would have hoped that your viral load is down. Yeah. So it's not a load stress off, but it takes that little edge off, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Got Lucas.
Being undetectable would mean Dom's body is responding to the drugs and will help reduce the risk of Lucas catching HIV.
Just come in and take a seat, OK? I'm going to ask you some personal questions. Try not to be offended, because we ask everybody the same questions, OK?
Yeah.
Are you attending clinic today because someone has told you they have a sexually transmitted infection?
Well, yeah and no.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So really, it would be a yes?
Yeah, it would be a yes.
Have you ever had sex with a man?
Yeah.
Do you receive anal sex?
Yeah.
OK. And you're definitely not pregnant, I'm guessing.
No.
How long have you been with your partner for?
A year and a half.
OK. So he knows your status and everything?
Yeah.
Good. And you're all right having bloods taken?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm used to it by now.
Yeah. So does your partner get tested regular then?
Yeah, about every three or 4 months.
Good.
I feel sorry for him. He'd hardly ever been to get any health checks done before he met me.
Really?
And what I need you to do is just put a bit of pressure on that.
That was probably the best one I've actually had done.
Oh, you see. Thank you very much, and it was nice to meet you. OK.
Lucas faces up to a 3-day wait for his results to come through.
You take care, bye-bye. He was lovely. Nice young man. And he's really sensible. He knows, he's aware of the risk factors for HIV. He's got a partner who's been with for about, well, just over a year. So only seen, so I take regular checkups. So it's positive, really, it's good.
You're all done?
Great, thank you very much.
No worries.
Dom can expect his viral load results in 2 to 3 days' time.
All right.
With so much at stake, both Dom and Lucas face a tense wait.
There is always that worry, probably at the back of your mind, but if that does happen, then I know that Dom will be there to support me, so I know we would get through it.
Student Lauren has come to the clinic to get herself checked out. The talk at her college got Lauren thinking about a risk she took recently in her sex life.
So I slept with this guy about a month ago, I think it was, and he had slept with a girl previously who she's not known for being the cleanest of people. So I'm quite worried about that. We were just a bit drunk and then it just led on to one thing. So that's how it really occurred.
She's brought her best mate Sophie along for moral support. It's all become a bit too close to home after a girl they know contracted more than one STI.
I couldn't believe it about her. Like, we were told how many things she's had already.
Exactly. How is she still sleeping around?
She probably is. Like, when she has a few drinks, apparently she's easy. That's what they all say. So you don't want to be known as the girl who has chlamydia.
No.
And it's not just boys giving them STIs that Lauren and her friends are wary of.
A lot of people were speaking about how the boyfriends accidentally put the penis in the anal area instead of being the front area, which I think some boys do it on purpose, to be honest. Mate, how can you mistake it from that?
Is Lauren?
Yeah. Yep, sure.
You want to sit there, okay? I'm Alison.
Hiya.
Hiya. When's the last time you had sex?
Probably about a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah.
And was that a casual partner?
I was with someone for about a year and a half, and I was sleeping with him without condoms, and I've been tested and we were fine.
Yeah.
And then I broke up with him, and I've only slept with one person after that, but he slept with someone before that, and I don't know if she's too clean because she slept around, so I was a bit worried about that.
Did you use condoms with that partner?
Once, but the other time we didn't, so that's why.
It's not really about being clean or not being clean. You could sleep with one person and they can give you an infection. It could happen just like that, or you could have lots of sexual partners and not get something.
Yeah.
Or you could. So just make sure you use a condom and protect yourself. Say R for me. And again. I just need
While lads wean a cup, Lauren has to take her own vaginal swab to test for syphilis or gonorrhea.
It is all down to risk factors, sexual infections. You could have sex with one person and get an infection. It's just anyone who has unprotected sex is at risk of an infection.
I was getting a bit nervous, to be honest. When I was sat there, I was like, oh God, what am I going to have to do? But then after doing it, I realised it's not actually that bad, and more people should come and do it, I think, because it doesn't entail much, really, does it? It's easier for guys to do. All they have to do is pee in a pot as well, so definitely should come more, yeah.
Lauren will have to wait for up to 2 nervous weeks before finding out if her drunken one-night stand has left her with an STI. Dom was diagnosed HIV positive a year and a half ago. Today he's come to the clinic to see if his viral load has become undetectable. His boyfriend Lucas recently received his HIV test results via text. He remains negative.
I suppose it means that we're doing everything right, really. We're taking every precaution that we can. We haven't had no mishaps, and all my results are coming back negative, so all's good, really.
If Dom's viral load is undetectable, it would mean the medication is successfully helping his body fight the HIV infection, and would be a huge leap forward for their relationship.
It's quite important physically for our sex life and everything. Any more risk that might have been there by having a bigger infection, it reduces that risk and it sort of eases my mind slightly. I'm hoping it's the right results.
Facing an anxious wait, Lucas reflects on how he felt when they first found out Dom's HIV diagnosis.
I think I didn't react too much. I think I was just shocked mainly. I didn't know how to react to it because I never met anyone with HIV. I've never spoke to anyone with HIV. I didn't know much about it. I just thought HIV turns into age, you die basically. So I don't think I was like, oh my God, he's got HIV. I can't be in a relationship with someone that's got HIV. I suppose it did cross my mind at the back, but I knew that we had something strong, so I kept with it.
Why did you stand by him?
I suppose love. That's all there is. I know Dom's my first boyfriend, and I'm not his, but there is that love factor basically. So if Dom's viral load does go down after this result, it does mean that we can move forward. So it would be the start that we really need.
Finally, Dom returns with his results.
How did it go?
Not the result that we wanted. My viral load hasn't gone away. We've got to sort of delay our celebration. I was expecting this time to be the one where they go, right, we'll see you in 6 months, or whatever they do, but...
Well, it's not the news that we wanted.
While the news could be better, they're remaining optimistic. Dom's only been on medication for 6 months, and his viral load is coming down.
It makes us feel like we are a strong couple. If we can go through this bad year that we've had, and it's right at the start of our relationship, then we can go through anything, really.
Should we go home?
Yeah, come on.
Whilst he's been living with HIV for a year and a half, not everyone knows about his diagnosis, but he wants that to change. He's arranged to meet his mum to let her know what he's been going through.
I haven't expressly told my family yet. I've told them that I have a blood condition. I was worried more that my family will get affected by the stigma, either themselves or with people talking to them, if they found out that I had HIV. But I haven't used the word, but that's what I'm going to do pretty soon.
Right, there's your coffees there, and there's the eggs.
After having unprotected sex with a boy she's now unsure about, Lauren is waiting on the results of her STI tests.
So just to know that I've not got it will be great, obviously, because you could sleep with about 8 people in 1 week and not catch it, but you could sleep with 1 person and then get it. I think it just depends, like, on you can't really say, to be honest. It's just how safe you are using a condom.
Lauren's friend Sophie and her boyfriend Gary are here to lend support.
Actually, I'm going Kenya, aren't I?
Hello? Hiya, it is Lauren. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Bye. As you can probably tell, it was all negative. Yes, I knew it would be, thank God. Yeah. And he said it's negative, all of them. Yeah. I know, I knew it would be.
No surprise.
I know, not exactly like I'm on the street corners every night, is it? Like waiting for someone. But no, pretty happy about that. Very relieved. Especially if my mum watched this and she's on TV and if I was positive, she'd be like, what? But no, I'm glad.
Today it's a training day at the clinic.
There's a practice called Taekwondo. It's basically penile manipulation to achieve detumescence.
Isn't that just masturbation?
No.
During a break from the consultant-led talks on sexual health, some of the nurses and healthcare assistants take the opportunity to do some ad hoc training of their own.
Morning, girls.
Morning. Morning.
So what we're going to do this morning is just a quick teaching session on how not, and I stress the not, to be a GUM nurse, okay? Right. What can we do for you?
You know, I did have a bit of unprotected sex, so I think I'm a bit worried about it all. So this
unprotected sex? No condom?
No.
No condom?
No. I've actually got a bit of a discharge.
Is it smelly discharge?
Yeah, there is a bit of a strange odour.
Right, okay. Sessions like this, you know, it is fun, but there's also a message behind it. We wouldn't judge anybody, you know, whatever sexual practice patients have, that's their business, you know, that's nothing to do with us. Any pain during sex?
No pain during sex.
Are you still having sex?
Yes. Is that wrong? Should I not be having sex?
Well, I wouldn't if I had a discharge, but you know, it's up to you.
That poor patient.
And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want our patients to come in and be made to feel like that. So it's about having good communication, being non-judgmental, even if they've got a discharge and there's a bit of a smell.
Adam and Joe are in a brand spanking new relationship. They've already started having sex with each other, but want to stop using condoms. So they need to be sure neither of them have any STIs.
I don't know what he's got, he doesn't know what I've got. I'm 99% sure that everything's going to be okay, but obviously there's always that slight chance that something might not be. So I am a little bit nervous, but I think that's sort of to be expected, to be honest.
Better to be safe than sorry.
I'm Celia.
Hi, Celia.
I love your hair.
Thank you.
Right, Tom. Have you ever paid for sex?
No.
Have you ever been paid?
No.
Have you ever had sex to your knowledge with a bisexual or HIV positive man?
Bisexual, yes.
Okay.
Have you ever had sex with a man?
No.
Have you ever injected drugs or had sex with someone that has, as far as you know?
As far as I know, no.
So what job do you do?
Well, I work as a beautician, but I have a rather unusual hobby.
Tell us, what is it?
I do like BDSM and fetish, so I'm a dominatrix.
I love stuff like that, mate.
Yes, I get to hit people.
Oh, great.
It's very good fun.
So you enjoy it?
Love it, absolutely love it.
I can tell on your face anyway.
Lights up when I talk
doesn't
about
fella
it.
mind?
Well, I'm trying to slowly introduce him.
Oh,
yeah.
The world of bondage and S&M can be risky, but as a consenting adult, it's one that Adam seems keen to explore.
I am being slowly introduced into the whole world of BDSM, being slowly brought into it, and it's so far working out quite well. So who knows, maybe in the future I could be a little bit more into it. I'm open to it.
That's a bit of trampling.
Oh dear.
Between consenting adults, the risk to health from bondage games can usually be managed effectively.
Obviously, that's my heel on a bottle.
But Adam is understandably wary about the threat from STIs carried in one particular bodily fluid.
The only really thing that would worry me would be the blood, basically, as in obviously it's transmitted also in your blood. That would be the only thing that would be of any concern, really. The rest of it's pretty much comes with the territory.
What's your favourite stuff?
I love doing caning, whipping, that sort of thing. I like things that do cause pain. I do sort of play with needles as well, where you'll put them through the
torture. Jug them with the needle?
Yeah,
like
through
that.
the nipples or...
Oh yes, they did say all that, yeah.
Do I need to do a urine?
Because of Jo's special needlework, she needs to be extra careful when it comes to bloodborne infections, like hepatitis and HIV. But her unusual hobby has tickled Celia.
It's exciting, I like things like that. I love it. Give them some beating. Whatever to your fancy, hon, I don't mind.
There you go. Hopefully be in touch within 2 weeks, but as I say, it can be a little bit over at times. All right, free to go.
I think Celia was quite sort of taken by the domination. I think I might have made a new little friend there.
I do like things like that, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I do. Being in charge.
Adam and Jo will find out within a fortnight if either have an STI. Then it might be safe to dispense with the latex. Of one sort, anyway. Andrew has an itchy penis. He suspects it might be an STI.
I've come to the clinic today because I have a rash on my private parts which I need to get checked out. I do not practice safe sex as much as I should. I haven't had sex in about 5 months, but my sexual partner was away for a while, and when she came back, we spent a night in bed together, and she wouldn't sleep with me, but there was skin-on-skin contact, so I don't know whether I've picked up anything from that.
Do you have normal vaginal sex?
Yes.
Any oral sex?
Yes.
Both ways?
Yep.
Any anal sex?
Yes.
Can you describe exactly where it is for me, Andrew?
It's underneath my foreskin. It looks scaly. It's got white sort of lumps.
Okay.
And there were red lumps on the head. I'm not sure whether it was thrush or not, so I've been dunking my penis in yogurt.
Okay.
Jasmine has come to the clinic after years of unprotected sex with many different partners.
God almighty, some of these pictures on this phone I'm just looking from the weekend. The last sexual encounter I had was on Saturday night in Manchester. It was just someone I bumped into, had a few drinks and ran the back and held your father. It's terrible, isn't it, really?
In a week's time, Jasmine is due to have a sex change operation and desperately needs a clean bill of health if it's to go ahead.
Is it Jasmine?
It is.
Come for a chop.
Thanks.
So you've come for a check-up, have you?
I have, yes.
Have you had one before?
A long time ago.
All right. So in the last 3 months, how many sexual partners have you had?
A lot.
What's a lot?
Well, 62 since January.
62 since January?
Yes, you know, different sexual encounters.
Okay.
So with partners, do you give oral sex?
Of course.
And do you receive anal sex?
I have done, yes.
Okay.
As in partners, male or female partners?
I've had both.
Okay. Have you ever injected drugs?
I have, yes.
And did you share needles and that kind of thing, equipment? Yeah. So, have you had a HIV test before?
Yes.
And do you remember when that was and where?
I think it was in prison.
Right, how long, when was that then?
I think about 7 years ago.
Okay.
6 months ago, Jasmine was released from a male prison where she did time for a string of burglaries. She went in as Darren and came out as Jasmine. But whilst inside, she took some serious risks.
And all your partners born in the UK?
No, they're not.
What country?
Uganda.
Uganda. And was it unprotected?
It was.
Was it in prison?
It was.
Jasmine's risky behaviour could have serious consequences for her gender reassignment surgery in just a few days' time.
How would you feel, you know, if you was given a HIV positive result, having put yourself at so much risk?
It's going to devastate me because obviously my operation's in less than 2 weeks, and obviously it's going to have a big impact on my operation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So everything I've, fought for, everything I've wanted, all my dreams are just going to go pretty much down the swanny, which is, devastation. It's until you come to these clinics you suddenly realise and it hits you like, oh my God.
With her surgery just days away, the clinic will rush through the results of Jasmine's full screening.
Just uncross your legs, you're going to have to be very unladylike, I'm afraid.
It's like they're saying it just because you have a vagina and a pair of boobs that make you a lady.
Yeah.
I have got vagina and I'm not a lady.
Yeah.
I've never been ladylike ever.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right then.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
She is taking a lot of risk, like I said to her, and you can only say, look, you're at risk of all these infections. How would you feel if you came back HIV positive? Yeah, it would affect my life and I'd be devastated or whatever. You can only give the information whether they would act on it. They're adults, so.
It's very nerve-wracking to actually get HIV or anything can actually trash the rest of my life. I've waited 36 years for this operation and I don't want to lose it.
In less than a week, Jasmine will find out if her risky behaviour has not only damaged her sexual health, but also the chances of her operation going ahead as planned.
Okay, I'm going to examine your testicles now, let me know if it's tender. Okay. All right.
Andrew has come to the clinic worried he may have thrush, having spent last week dipping his penis in yoghurt.
When you start getting rashes and showing symptoms of possible STIs, it should be warning signs that if you've not been practicing safe sex in the past, that it's definitely a good idea to start, because it's never too late. Or maybe it is, but you know.
I wouldn't be too concerned about it, okay? I think the most likely thing that rash is basically a small amount of thrush, okay? It doesn't look particularly threatening. Okay, so if we give you this cream and it all settles down, you'll be quite happy.
Dr. James prescribes cream as treatment.
We'll bring you back in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. All the best.
So it seems yoghurt wasn't too far off the mark after all.
I don't know any of my friends who've had thrush, so it's the first time I've actually come across anybody who has had it, and that person is me. So, aren't I the lucky one?
Serial online shagger Gary has been waiting for his STI test results.
I got the text back off the clinic to say that the results are negative, which means that I haven't got anything, luckily.
But following the good news from the clinic, Gary got a text from one of his internet sex buddies, which rather took the shine off things.
She basically texted me to say that she needs to speak to me to come round. I was trying my best to avoid her, and then she just basically texted me that she was pregnant because she knew that I wasn't going to come round. Finding out that she was pregnant is a big shock, and obviously being a dad, it's not something that I'm prepared for and what I'm ready for.
Gary is meeting up with his mate Matthew.
Don't try that funny.
He wants to discuss his baby blues, but not before filling him in on his latest conquest.
She kept touching my cock and that. I was like, nah. I said, stop, man. There's little kids all about. So she carried on. And then she's like, well, wait till we get in the cinema. Got in the cinema, she started kissing me and that now. And she carried on, so I thought, forget this. So I fingered her and that anyway. And then she just got on top and started like proper sex.
What, while people were in front of you?
Yeah.
And you was watching Ted?
Yeah, but...
Gary has been having unprotected sex with dozens of girls he barely knows.
No, obviously I take responsibility for what I've done, but she was on the pill, so how am I meant to know that this is going to happen? How am I meant to know she's going to fall pregnant when she's on the pill? You don't expect that to happen,
Yeah, but still, if it's a random girl, like you just met, and I'm on the pill, you should still wear a joining me.
Yeah, but then that just ruins the moment, it does.
There is no moment, it's not like you got a candle at dinner. And all that.
I don't do stuff like that.
Exactly, so it's just a bang.
But it ruins it, simple as that.
Yeah, but it's either that or ruin your life.
Yeah, I suppose pregnancy, that does ruin things.
AIDS ruins stuff as well.
Yeah, but like the way I see it is, if they're telling me they're on the pill, then fair enough, they ain't going to get pregnant. If I get chlamydia, pretty much everyone gets chlamydia. It happens. It is the most common STI out there. So if I get chlamydia, fair enough, I just need to take a tablet. No one needs to know. Do you know what I mean? I'm not ashamed to say I've had it once. So what?
I haven't had it, so that's it.
You're not a real man unless you've had chlamydia. That's
You're not a real man?
Unless you've had chlamydia.
Yeah, but I've had thrush. What does that make me?
Not a man.
Having chlamydia actually makes Gary a serious threat to the sexual health and future fertility of anyone he has unprotected sex with. Not something his mum would approve of.
Have you even told your mum yet?
No, I haven't said anything to her, but like, you know what my mum's like? Like, she calls me Dirty Dick, doesn't she? That's my mum's nickname. So to be honest, I know she's going to be like annoyed with me, and I know she's going to have a go at me, but at the same time, I think she's already expecting it. She already thinks I've got 10 kids dotted around.
Later on, Gary will find out exactly what his mum thinks when he spills the beans about what's been going on.
You're being jealous of that?
Jealous of me?
Dom was diagnosed with HIV in late 2010. It's taken him a while to come to terms with, and there's one important person he's yet to tell he's HIV positive.
Just on the way to see my mother to tell her about what I've been going through and my condition. And a little bit nervous, but let's see how it goes.
It's a difficult conversation to have, but Dom knows that being HIV positive isn't the life sentence that it used to be.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay.
He's keen to make sure his mum understands what he's been going through.
So, you know, I've been ill for a while. Just decided that I'm going to come open to everyone, and I've actually got HIV. I don't know if you'd worked it out. So,
I wanted you to tell me because I knew you would eventually.
I have to take a daily lot of tablets, but I know I've been taking them since, January. I'm never going to get rid of it, but with the treatment, the treatment keeps the virus from multiplying, keeps it down.
You must have been really angry with somebody passing it on.
At the end of the day, it's not another person's responsibility to look after your own health in any sense, especially sexual health. It's your own responsibility. So, if anybody, I'd be angry at myself for being silly at some point. But I'm even stronger now because of having to go through, like any people that go through, a drama and come out the other side fine, and everybody gets stronger. We can all be strong and carry on as normal.
We will do that.
Dom's mum is relieved her son has had the courage to tell her about his condition.
I am relieved in a way, but I did suspect that that's what it was. But I wanted him to tell me himself. And just the positive approach he's got on it is really helpful as well.
And for Dom, a bright outlook on his future with Lucas is the only way forward.
It feels like a massive weight off my shoulders now. I've been, debating, telling people for over a year now, and I know now it's definitely the right thing to have done, and there's no stopping me now. I've been through bad times, but I'm positive, and I'm positive.
There's one STI that takes up more of the staff's time than any other.
Can I just pull this back? Is that okay? Right, all right then.
The virus that causes warts can be carried for years without symptoms. But when they do make their appearance, there's no mistaking them.
It's a genital wart. Have you heard of those?
Oh, never.
Never, okay. Genital warts are from skin-to-skin contact, so it's a skin virus, and obviously if you're having sex with somebody and you've got skin-to-skin contact, that's how they're transmitted, and obviously if you've got close genital contact, that's how it's passed on.
One of a range of treatments for genital warts is removal by freezing.
Right.
And an enormous tank of liquid nitrogen is kept locked up outside the clinic for exactly this purpose.
When you're ready, you just say...
I haven't done it for a while.
I can't see.
The minus 320 degree gas is decanted into small canisters. In the staff's expert hands, it's the perfect weapon against warts.
The idea is to try and get it accurately on the wart itself, and it kills it, and that will help it just to burn and drop off, basically.
However, not everyone at the clinic has a license to freeze.
I don't do the freezing. The sister or the doctor does it. I would actually love to do it myself, love. Burn them away.
Right.
Jasmine is at home. She's yet to discover her test results ahead of her sex change operation.
It's not very clean, is it?
No, it's dirty. Probably a bit like my sex life.
You said it, dear.
She stays in a suburban semi with her two adopted mums, Jenny Ann and Ellen.
Come on, Jazz. Lunch is ready. What are you doing tomorrow, dear?
I've got to go and get my results.
Oh, you are in?
Yeah, of course I am. It's one of those things, what do I do? It's like obviously my operation on Monday, and obviously if I've caught anything, then obviously it's going to put my operation back. When I became Jasmine, the rest of my family didn't really want to have nothing to do with me as such. But obviously, when I got in contact with Jenny and Ellen, it's like they've just loved me. We've just grown together as a family.
If you're not careful, you get a reputation, and that can be a real bar to you getting involved in a serious relationship.
Yes, if you are known as the easy girl around town.
Jasmine's operation is only days away. It will put right a problem that's blighted her whole life.
When I was first born, the nurse turned around to my mum and they said, congratulations, you've got a little girl. Then all of a sudden they was like, whoa, hang on a second, you've actually got a boy. My genitalia hadn't really formed properly. So obviously it was like in between vagina and a very small penis. It's been terrible because the penis part isn't really big enough. Obviously the vagina part isn't, very workable at the best of times. So obviously it left me in a situation where it was like sexual life wasn't pretty much non-existent.
For Jasmine, the big day can't come quickly enough.
I'll tell you something, I can't wait. Absolutely excited because it's like, I've waited all these years and it's a dream come true. What am I going to do if I've got, hepatitis or, AIDS, HIV?
Your behaviour has been very risky.
Some of the people I've been sleeping with, I've been having proper hardcore sex with them. Like, some of them have been drug users.
You're so penetrative.
Yeah. You don't understand. It's like the sex has been proper dirty sex, not like you and Mum, just having a bit of a canoodle or what have you. The fact is, it's like, anal sex and then giving them a blowjob afterwards. That's not exactly good, is it?
No, it isn't.
It's like with these tests, if they come back positive, then the fact is that's going to put my surgery off.
Almost certainly, yes.
Well, yeah, I know, exactly, and I'm really concerned, and I can't keep waiting any longer, it's driving me crazy.
How likely do you think it is there's something wrong? Do you think it's more likely the test will be positive?
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling there is going to be something positive. Because it's like, my immune system's been quite low anyway. And it's like, some of the activities I've been up to haven't exactly been the best thing since sliced bread, have they?
No.
Do you know something? You don't have to give me some lectures.
I know, but I'm your mum, dear. But we care about you, Jazz.
I know.
It's been a long 2-week wait for Adam and Joe's results from the clinic, but now they've finally come through.
I got my results earlier on today. Your most recent test results from MCSH are negative, which was obviously really, really good to hear.
And Adam's had the all clear too, which might be a mixed blessing.
I'd like to up the ante.
Well, there we are, maybe even up the ante.
Will you not run off this time?
Oh.
Come on, not doing that!
It's scary stuff.
These two lovebirds are now free to do whatever they want, so long as Adam gives the thumbs up. Several weeks ago, online sex addict Gary discovered he got a girl pregnant after a night of unprotected casual sex. But he's had some shocking news through from the girl.
I've been texting the girl that told me she was pregnant and he was thinking about keeping it, but she has found out recently that she has actually miscarried it. Obviously I was upset the fact that it's happened because it's my fault why it happened, and I've never wanted a girl to go through that. But then on the opposite side, I was happy because I know that none of us are ready for it and that he won't be cared for.
Despite living with his mum, up to now he's told her nothing about the pregnancy or the miscarriage.
Don't know how to put it. I got someone pregnant not long ago.
I'm allowed to ask who? I'm allowed to ask who?
Because you don't know him. She's lost it anyway.
And I'm just absolutely gobsmacked you just told me. She must be devastated that you're not there to support her emotionally.
I just tried cutting contact with her. So obviously I've stopped speaking to her, so I've just let her deal with it on her own.
And that's not good. I've been through that, been there, Garrett.
Right, well, I've just let her, I don't know. I don't really see what I can say. She's got a mum there for her, so I don't really know what I can say to her.
You're playing such a risky game, son.
I know it is, and to be honest, it has made me think, has put it in perspective, obviously, because my attitude on, like, STDs was just, well, if I get something little, it's a tablet to get rid of it. I suppose with a baby, it's completely and utterly different in it, but obviously she's lost it anyway. I've learnt from it, and I know it won't happen again.
I hope not.
It won't.
Love you millions.
Just don't go upset.
You okay?
Yeah.
I love you. I'm hoping he's learnt by it and hopefully won't relapse back into that. I'm hoping he grows up a bit now and actually comes to a bit of sense about what life's all about, really, and what could happen, what potentially could happen if you carry just bed hopping.
It has been a bit of an emotional ride, bit of a roller coaster, but I know what I need to do, I know to control my ways, and I know what I need to do in order to do that and to start behaving and be good, really.
With her sex change surgery hanging in the balance, Jasmine is nervous about her test results.
I'm actually trying not to, think of the worst if possible, but the chances are the worst could actually be there.
Jasmine?
Hi.
Hiya, you alright?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Is that your magazine, Chuck?
Certainly is, but it's not mine, it's yours.
Oh, is it? Put it back then.
No, I stuck it back on the chair.
Are you alright?
It's been a long week, hasn't it?
For Jasmine, everything is riding on these results.
Okay, so, your results.
Yeah.
Have you been worrying?
Of course.
Oh.
I'm stressed.
Okay, so let me just tell you, I'll put you out of your misery. Everything's absolutely fine.
Thank
it's
you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're very lucky.
I'm just sweating buckets now. Get rid of the relief.
Because you have had real risky behaviour over the last 6 months, and you know that.
Dirty sex.
Yeah.
It's been a really big scare for me, and I'm really, glad that these, results came back negative, because it's been worrying and stressful.
With everything over the last 6 months and everything, you've been really quite lucky with these results so far. How you go on now is really important. Yeah. Just protection all the time. Yeah?
Thank you.
All right, Chuck.
Thanks, babes. I feel absolutely relieved now, I feel like I've got a lot of weight off my shoulders. My surgery can go ahead. Obviously, I'm just so ecstatic at the moment. And plus the fact that I haven't got to go around telling people that I've actually passed a disease on to them or anything, any sexual disease. It's, the feeling I've got is really great relief.
But Nurse Lisa is worried that if Jasmine doesn't start being more sensible, her luck is going to run out.
Well, she's going to get caught at some stage or other. If you're having unprotected sex, you're going to get caught at some stage. And you're going to get an infection, which is not very nice. Can't be there putting the condom on for them. So it's going to be down to her.
At the end of every clinic day, when the patients have left,
See you later.
there's one job nobody volunteers for.
I'm going to just scan the urine and then throw the empty jars in the contamination bin.
Today, Nurse Chris has drawn the short straw.
Every day, depending on how many we get. It's for safety, really.
The same will happen tomorrow, the next day, and for as long as people have unsafe sex. The never-ending fight against STIs continues.